Hello students, welcome back. Today we'll continue with the functions of chapter number 2 relation and function. Till now we had completed till exercise 2.2. Till that portion the questions and sums were related to relations. Now we are moving into functions. So first let's start with functions. The topics that we are going to cover today are the functions and the types of functions. Okay, so first let's see what a function is, right? So see, function means it is a relation, okay, from a relation from set A to B such that every element of A has one and only one image in B. Means every element of set A will have only one and only one image in B. Then that relation is called a function. Okay, just for example, if I am taking two sets A and set B, okay, let the element of set A be 1 2 3 4 and B be 5 6 7 4 1. Right now, if the elements are related in such way 1 to 5 2 6 3 4 4 1 1 6 2 7, right? If it is in this way, then this is not a function. The reason one is having two images 5 and 6, even 2 is having two images 6 and 7. That means this is not a function. What is a function? Function will have only one and only one image in B. So this is not a function. Now, if the relation is in such a way like this, see, 1 having image 5, 2 having image 6, 3 having image 4, and 4 having image 1. That means each element of A is having one and only one image in B. Therefore, now this will be a function. Clear? So remember, what is a function? Function means which have only one and only one image in B. Each element of set A will have one and only one image in set B. Then only you can call it as a function. Clear? Now let's see types of functions. The first one is identity function. Okay, identity function. Now see, identity function, let the function define on real numbers means f r r. If this function it is defined as fx is equal to x, that means it will be identity function, right? See here, I can also write down y equal to fx. So if I take f of 1, it will be 1. If I take f of 2, it will be 2. If I take f of 0, 0. F of minus 1, minus 1. F of minus 2, minus 2. Right? So if I want to draw a graph of identity function, let this be y-axis and this be x-axis. Okay, let the coordinates 1 2 3 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 1 2 3 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. Right, so if I draw a graph, see f of f here, when I take the value of x as 1, Okay, means this is the value of x. What is the value of y? See, fx is equal to y. Remember, fx is equal to y. So when I take x equal to, this is x. In the bracket I am putting this value as x. So when x is equal to 1, what is y? That is 1. So this is y. So this will be the point. When x is 2, what is y? This will be the point. 0, it's 0. Minus 1, it's minus 1. Minus 2, it's minus 2. So see, I got a straight line. Right? Okay. So see the function, identity function, if we will get a straight line, okay, passing through the origin. And remember, it will make an angle theta equal to 45 degree with x-axis. This is identity function. Clear? Okay. So now let's do the next type of function, that is constant function. Constant function, if I take again a function from R to R, but now y equal to fx is equal to c, means any constant, then we will say it as a constant function. Let's take f of x equal to 3. So what will be f of minus 1? 3. If I take f of 0, 3, f of 1, 3, whatever value of x I take, the value of y will be always equal to 3. So the constant function will have a graph of like this, say 3, whatever value of x you take, y will be always equal to 3. This will be the constant function. Clear? Now let's move to the next, that is the third number. The next is polynomial function. Polynomial function, again we take function from R to R. This will be like y equal to fx. This will be in the form of polynomial equation like a0, a1x, a2x raised to 2 plus a3x cube up to an x raised to n, where n is a non-negative number. Okay, clear? So just if I take an example, fx will be equal to x square minus 3x plus 2, fx equal to 2 root x plus x raised to 3, and so on. These are the examples of polynomial function. Clear? Now let's take the next one, that is rational function. Rational functions are the type of functions which can be expressed as f of x upon g of x, where both fx and gx, they are a polynomial function provided g of x is never equal to 0. Right? So such type of functions are called as rational function. Yeah. Now let's move to the next one. Modulus function. See, modulus function, again a function if I take from R to R, right, where the function is of a type of modulus, like f of x equal to modulus of x, right? So the value of y will be always positive, right? See, here I have to split it into two parts. If I take example, fx is equal to x minus 1 in modulus, then I need to split it into two parts. X minus 1 if it is greater than equal to 0. But if the value of x minus 1 is less than 0, right, sorry, my mistake. if x is greater than equal to 1. Remember, when I take x greater than 1, then 1 minus 1 0, 2 minus 1 1, 3 minus 1 2, right? 1.5 minus 1 0.5, it will be positive. So as it is. But if the value of x is less than 1, right? So then what you have to do? You have to take minus sign, x minus 1. Just I am giving you here example. If fx is equal to modulus of x, that means when x is greater than equal to 0, fx will be equal to x. When x is less than equal to 0, sorry, not less than, equal to less than 0, less than 0, fx will be equal to minus x, right? See, let me give you example. What is modulus of 1? 1. And what is modulus of minus 1? That is also 1. So when I take x as 1 greater than 0, so this function, it will be 1. But when I take x as minus 1, means x less than 0, so f of minus 1, this will be equal to minus of minus 1, because less than 0, so I have to need to this function. So minus minus plus, I got the value plus, right? So similarly, in this function, right, if I take this function like fx is equal to modulus of x minus 1, then what I need to do is x minus 1 equal to 0. So x is equal to 1. So I need to take in two different parts. Greater than equal to 1 and less than 1. Clear? When it is greater than equal to 1, it's x minus 1. And less than 1, then I will put minus of the function. Clear? Okay. So now see, when I take different values of x and y, right? Let's take minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? See now, when it is less than 1, I have to take minus of x minus 1. So minus 3 minus 1, minus 4, and minus plus 4. Minus 2 minus 1, minus 3, and minus, so plus 3. Similarly plus 2, 1. When I take x equal to 1, so then I need to use this formula. Clear? So 1 minus 1, 0, it will be 0. 2, 2 minus 1, 1. 3, 3 minus 1, 2, 4 minus 1, 3. Right? So see, x3, x minus 3, y4. X minus 3, y4. This will be the point. X minus 2, y3. This will be the point. Minus 1, 2. 0, 1. 1, y0. X is 2, y is 1. X is 3, y is 2. X is 4, y is 3. So see how I got a V shape. Okay. So remember that the modulus function will have a graph of V shape. Just a minute. I'll draw it here. Modulus function will have a graph of V shape, and modulus function, the graph will be in first and second quadrant only, because the value of y, from here you can say modulus of x, it cannot be negative. Clear? So this was about modulus function. Now let's move to the next, that is signum function. Signum function means the function f r to r defined as fx equal to three values 1, 0, minus 1. 1 when x is greater than 0. 0 when x is equal to 0, and minus 1 when x is less than 0, right? Sometimes it is also written in the form of sign in front of the function. It can be written like this way: fx is equal to x minus 1, right? So this will be the signum function. So now see here, if we draw a graph, then for any value like f of 1, f of 2, f of 1.5, for any value greater than 0, its answer is 1. So for any value of x greater than 0, the answer is 1. But f of 0, that will be equal to 0. When I draw a graph at 0, I don't need to take 1. So I'm drawing a hollow circle. Hollow circle means that point is not taken. That is the starting point, but that is not included. And if the number is greater than 0, the answer will be always 1. When f is equal to 0, this is the answer. When f of 0, it is 0. And if I take any other value negative like f minus 0.5, f of minus 1, f of minus 2, for every negative point, my answer is minus 1. So for that, the graph, here minus 1, I don't need to take at 0. So I am drawing hollow circle. Solid circle means that point is included. So for any number of x less than minus 1, so less than 0, the function will be this. So this is the graph of signum function. Clear? So now this was about signum function. Now let's move to the next one. Greatest integer function. Now see, this is somewhat different from all the other functions that we have done. Okay, f, I can take r to r, fx is equal to x in the square bracket, right? See, when it is written in square bracket, it is not only a bracket, but this means that it is the function of greatest integer function. That means it is the greatest integer which is not greater than that or less than equal to. Clear? I will give you an example like if I take f of 1.7, right? So now which is the greatest integer which is not greater than 1.7 or which is the greatest integer but less than 1.7? So I will just split it into a window of it's an integer which is just less than that and just greater than that. So I can write it down like 1 less than 1.7 less than 2. Right here I will use less than equal to because I need to write down this value. Now which is the greatest integer? You can say 0, yes, that is less than 1.7, minus 2, yes, that is less than 1.7, but which is the greatest? Then it will be 1, right? So 1 is the integer which is the greatest integer but not greater than 1.7. If I take 2, then it will be greater than 1.7, right? Similarly, if I take f of 3.999, then also the answer will be say 3 less than equal to 3.999 less than equal to 4. So that will be equal to 3. Sorry, not less than equal to, less than. So that will be equal to 3. If I take any integer value like let's say 5, right? So again 5 less than equal to 5 less than 6. So see, this is the reason why I'm using less than equal to. The answer will be 5. If I take f of minus 3.5, then minus 4 less than equal to minus 3.5 less than equal to 3, then this will be equal to minus 4. But if I take f of minus 3, sorry, plus 3.5, then this will be equal to 3. So see the difference. If it is plus 3.5, then 3, minus 3.5, then minus 4. So see, if I draw a graph, let me take the values. See, for here x and here greatest integer function. Clear? So now here I will take interval. from 0 to 1, close in, or let me write down from here, 0 to 1, close interval 0, open interval 1, because f of 0, if I write down here f of 0, this will be equal to 0, f of 0.1, it will be 0, f of 0.9, it will be 0, but f of 1, if I am taking an integer, then it will be the integer itself, right? So I am not including 1, but the number between 0 and 1, answer is 0, so it will be 0. From 1 to 2, answer is 1. 2 to 3, but not 3. See, on 3, I am using open bracket. 2. Right? Minus 1 to 0, minus 1. Minus 2 to minus 1, minus 2. So when I draw a graph, right, from minus 2 to 1, the answer is minus 2. See, I am taking minus 2. So I am taking this number and this. So I will use a solid circle here. But am I taking minus 1? No. So on the side of minus 1, see here this, I will use a hollow circle. Here, from minus 1 to 0, solid circle, hollow circle. Right? So this will be the graph. I can extend it here. Remember, in greatest integer, the solid circle will be on left side and the hollow circle will be on right side. So this is the greatest integer function, not greater than x. Clear? This is also called as floor function, right? Sometimes we also call this as floor function, right? Because we are taking its bottom value, the bottom integer, right? So this is also called floor function. This was about greatest integer function. Yeah. Let's move to the last one, that is least integer function. This is a function like least integer not less than x. So here also f, I can take r to r, fx is equal to this. So this is also called as ceiling function, right? Because we will take here the top integer, right? Least integer but not less than x. So see here, if I take f of 3.5, so list out all the integer, right? But it must not be less than 3.5, and the value of that integers will be least, means 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the integers, right, which are not less than 3.5, and from that, which is the least one? 4. So the answer will be 4. Here I can write it down like 3 is less than 3.5. On this side I will use less than equal, because this will be the answer. Similarly, if I take f of 9.01, then also the 9 less than equal to 9.01, 10, sorry. So here we will take the value of the right side, 10. F of 8 I will take, that it will be 8. So in both the function, greatest integer function or least integer function, if the value of x is an integer, then that will be the same answer, right? If I take negative number, minus 7.8, then see minus 8 less than equal to, sorry, not less than equal to, minus 7.8 less than equal to minus 7. Here this will be equal to minus 7. We will take the values of the right. So now if I draw a graph, then the hollow circle will be on the left and the solid circle will be on the right. Means see here 3.5. So all the values between 3 and 4, the answer will be 4. But for the 3, the answer will be 3. But for 4, it will be 4. So for 4, I am taking the solid circle here. 4. Okay. For 3, it will be 3. Between 3 and 4, it will be 4. So this will be the graph. And so on. So in the least integer function, the hollow circle will be on the left and the solid circle will be on the right. So this was about the least integer function. Okay, students. So today we studied what is a function and different types of function. We have studied 8 different types of function. Right? So that's it for today. In our next video lecture, we will start with exercise 2.3. Thank you.